Hi guys, welcome to Club Duvet, a weekly video series where I interview up-and-coming bedroom producers. So in this week's episode, the format's a little different, and that's because we filmed it a few months ago when the concept was slightly different to what it is today. And because Nasti Moto is in Cyprus for the summer, I wasn't able to do it in a new format that I am presenting today. So the questions are asked off camera, well, I'm off camera when I'm asking the questions, I should say, and I'm not able to go record shopping with her or go to her favorite spot in Berlin. However, when she does return, I think we'll be in a couple of months, we'll follow up with her and we'll do those things as a special episode. And the same will go for next week's episode as well, where we'll interview Breezy, who is a LA-based now rapper and singer, songwriter and producer. And when she was living in Berlin and performing in Berlin, I was able to interview her and catch up with her. However, those questions are asked off camera as well, but I hope you guys don't mind about that. Give us your feedback anyway, and would love to just have you guys follow us on social media and keep up to date with all the news on the bedroom producers. So I hope you guys enjoy. Speak to you soon.
This is a modular synthesizer. You've got all these little modules, voltage control, filters, got this little reverb. I'm Nasti Moto. I'm originally from Cyprus, but now live in Berlin, and I'm a DJ music producer. Well, the story goes back to 2007. That's when I began experimenting, making music. And I don't know, it just happened out of the blue. From the party lover, party goer, I just suddenly got an opportunity and started playing music. Small venues, big venues, and it just grew from there. I've been DJing, well, since then, up until now, and only recently, well, this year, actually, last year, decided to study music. Nowadays, you can get all the information you need online, YouTube tutorials, and that's really how I've learned what I have learned up until the point I came to DBS. I got a bit lazy. I needed a little bit more of a push to actually study things. It gets exhausting on your own. So in a school, you get the right environment, collaborations, and that was the theory behind it. And actually, it came to be true.
How would you describe your sound today, and has it changed over time?
It has changed a lot over time. I'm still into break beats and harsh sounds like I did then, but in 2007 I used to play psychedelic trance with break beat. It was a little experimental, but yeah, that was my beginning.
Is there like an artist that you'd say that your sound probably is most similar to?
I'm really into minimalists, favorites being, of course, Terry Riley and Steve Reich. Well, they are modern composers, but I would say minimal techno artists, I really look up to the king, of course, Villa-Lobos. And Laureen Frost, I really like his sound. Akiko Kiyama, a Japanese producer. I would say these three are now hot on my playlist.
How do you hope you'll impact your listeners or your audience when you're either producing music or DJing?
Well, when I DJ, I have a direct response. So I see the people really like sometimes to get a little bit confused. They react positively to it. I would call my DJ sets to be a little bit confusing, as in beats where they shouldn't be, or silence where there should be sound, or just pitches and weird frequencies popping here and there. But people like it. I try to keep my crazy experimental side a bit toned down and provide people on a journey. Now, producing music, I don't know if I have a special way of doing it than anybody else, but I try to just let myself go and not focus too much on what I've heard in the past. Of course, you're always influenced, but just trying to let my mind free of anything in that moment and just go with the flow and take risks, sometimes stupid risks.
Walk me through your production process and how you go about creating your experimental sound.
So my process is, right now, it depends, it varies, but right now what I do, because this is not my equipment, I would experiment and record many samples into Ableton Live and then use them as samples. So I kind of do my own sampling, not using ready-made samples. I really like this analog sound, and it's so versatile in the sense that a modular synth, you can literally create endless possibilities. I really like because it's thick and it's dark, and that's really my thing. I like to experiment with the harmonics, not being in key or on beat, just trying to break out of this 4 on the floor pattern. Yeah, so I experiment. If I'm working on a track, I might connect a synth to it and play a bit live, just do my own little live set at home, and at home in a boxy, and then play around with it, record on the spot, record samples for later, just abuse the instruments, well, use them.
How do you start like the track when you go into the studio? What is it that you say, okay, this is the basis of the track?
I don't really know. It differs a lot of the time. A lot of the time it's, yeah, the kick and the snare, your usual beginning. But sometimes it might be just a sound I heard, like, right, this is the track, so I go and I work around that, even a tiny little sound. Yeah. I'm so nervous.